Can you guys see how our stories defined our identity and our purpose? We relate to the story as is because we have all dealt with that.
I am having a repeat guest, Matt Berthot, on again.
We, in this time and space, have an opportunity to have faith, to walk in light and walk in darkness. The more you grow, the bigger your storms are going to be on the way up. And this life on earth can be heaven, can be bliss, can be paradise. We literally do not know how to lose.
Losing is not an option.
Everyone listening, right when you're about to quit is when you must keep going.
And you know what? Why we're really here, Matt? Because we know, I know 100%, all I care about is this one thing, is I know. Hey guys, how are you today? It is Alison from Answers and Lager Counseling Services. I am having a repeat guest, Matt Berthot, on again. And him and I are joining our forces, our missions together to create something beautiful, to be able to bring our years of experience, our years of hurt, our years of overcoming very difficult situations in our lives, our years of reprogramming our minds, our hearts, our bodies to become dreamers who win. We are joining our forces together to bring really high-level hope that will change your life on a daily basis. And that is my mission. I want to bring practical, day-to-day words to you that you will hear that will transform your thinking, your mind, your body, and your soul to become all that you're meant to be. I feel like that is my mission on this earth. And that is all I need from you. Is my inheritance is your growth, your achieving bliss, achieving happiness, achieving the things that you were put on this earth to be, do, say, and have. And I speak abundance over your life, and I bless you in every way. And I can't wait. I'm going to have Matt come on, and we're here to share our experience, strength, and hope, to bring hope, strength, and beautiful experiences to you. Without any further ado, here's Matt. Hey guys, how are you? As I just mentioned, here is my dear friend, Matt Berthot again, fondly called Bertho. And as I mentioned, we are here with, we've set our intention. And our intention is to bring everything that's within us and all of the experiences and life transitions and growth and expertise that we've developed over the years and the struggles, and be able to transmute that into sparkles of bliss, of light, of love in your life that you can actually feel come into your mind, body, and spirit and begin the transformation process that we are both on the continued journey of. And no one better than Matt Berthot to care enough for you to share what he knows and, and his heart. So without any further ado, Matthew, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me on again. And we don't know the name of the series that we're doing yet, but it will come when it's supposed to come. It'll be here. But I think one of the things that I remember, because we were talking a lot about Ed Milet before we got on the call.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate, and we are in a fortunate position to talk about these topics that we get to talk about every day. I mean, every day I'm talking to somebody about self-help, loving yourself, expressing your emotions, expressing yourself in letting your soul and your spirit and your body and your ego come together to say hello. And Allison does the same thing. She's constantly helping people to discover themselves, to have an awareness of patterns and what's going on, and encouraging others to get in stillness so that we can hear the soul's voice, so we can listen to God and what the Creator or Father wants us to do.
Yes.
But I say all that because and correct me if I get it wrong, but I remember Ed saying a long time ago in some of his first teachings, God um, qualifies the called. Is that correct? Is
I don't know if it was Ed who said it, but I have heard that like a lot. Maybe John
Yeah,
Maxwell, but I'll give
qualifies,
Ed all the
right?
kudos for it because I'm sure he's used that.
Is it
But it
qualify?
qualifies the called. It's
So
like,
what
yeah,
does that
and
mean to you, Allison?
well, it means that we're called no matter
Mhm.
what, like we're called. And it's kind of like Gideon, who was hiding and terrified. And God came to him and he said, Mighty man of valor.
Mm.
And that's qualifying him for his call to go
Mm.
out and do the thing. I feel like with it's also the renaming of people in the Bible,
Oh
Peter
yeah,
being
that's
changed to the
right.
rock,
That's right.
yeah. And Moses feeling like, he couldn't do this calling, but he qualifies us. We have to step out to find out. So
Mm.
I feel like this is right in line with what we've been talking about. Like
Yep, yep.
me, like every time in business or in relationships, we're always growing, always being a novice. So like if I'm about to step into this day, things I don't understand, and it feels scary, but thy word is a lamp unto my feet. It only shines a light where you go, and you have to keep stepping out and know that there's a light again. Know that there's a light again. And each time, it doesn't matter if we fail because it's not failing. Like we grow or we learn. That's it. So that's
Well,
my interpretation.
it's a choice. It's a choice the
Yeah.
ego has to accept or reject
Yes.
what the spirit and soul is telling us to do, right?
Yes.
So when we accept the call, we
Yes.
accept the whisper.
Mhm.
I use the field of dreams. If you
Oh
build it,
my
you
God, I use
come.
it all the time.
Yeah, so it's
If you
like
build it. Yes. Sorry.
when we are able to start the day in stillness or on our run or in meditation or in hypnotherapy or in prayer, um, then we are tuning in to the frequency of God. We are tuning into that frequency. So, guess what, everybody? Duh, you're going to be able to hear
Yeah.
the voice clearer, and it's going to be more um, evident instead of your ego and noise from the external world being loud and obnoxious and, manipulating you or um, talking you into something that you should listen to your soul and spirit about.
Yes.
So I, you know, I know why I'm doing this work, and I talked about it on the last podcast with Allison, but we haven't heard from Allison on why she's qualified.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I think it would be really powerful for your followers and the people that love you and care about you to know, how's Allison so qualified for this
Hmm.
call?
Interesting. Yeah. Funny. Yeah. I'm not usually one to do that and to talk about that, but
Well,
it's
it could be
it's
like blurbs, like
yeah.
boom, boom, boom. And,
Yeah.
when I'm coaching my clients, especially with stuff that we've worked through and
Yeah.
stuff they've worked through for years, right?
Right.
The most important part when you're talking about these situations and the things that we're discussing on these podcasts, which is about suicide. I mean, we talked about it at the first call, right?
Hmm.
Um, when I say that word, there's no emotional connection to it.
Mm.
But I've also had to
Mm.
work my ass off
Mm.
to get to that point. So I can talk about what my grandfather did,
Yeah.
and I can talk about what my dad did to
Yeah.
them to himself with no emotional connection to it because we've done the work,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But when I first talked about it, like
Yeah.
even my divorce or anything
Right.
like that,
Yes.
Allison was one of the people that was there for me in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And she is so called and qualified
Mm.
to help all of us with her expertise
Mm.
and her warmth and her light and the way that God speaks through her, like she just did at the beginning of the podcast. Um, so just like boop, 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 like drop the qualified on us because,
Yeah.
well, you know, like I said, without an emotional attachment, just boom.
Okay. And I do want to say one thing that is synchronicity. Before we got on, I felt led to just open my book. I don't typically read my book. And I saw the spiritual, miraculous moment that made me literally, I'm not kidding, a visitation I had by this higher angel or being or God that
Wow.
came to me while I was writing my book. And it's in the beginning of it, it talks about how I was told to rewrite my book and include what my real qualifications were.
Come on. Are
Yes,
you
I am not
serious?
kidding. I just literally, and I put the book here. I was just literally read that before I talked to you. So we know God is on in the house.
Holy moly.
Yeah. When you say he qualified, so basically I'm at this place, the Mohonk Mountain House, where I'm doing my last edit of my book. And I am on fire. I'm working from like 5 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Mm.
Constantly writing stuff out. And then I'm having a massage. While I'm having a massage, I feel this presence overtake the situation and say, it is time that you told the truth
Whoa.
and stop hiding, what your real talent is,
Oh my God.
and tell the people the truth. And I knew exactly what God Almighty was saying. So because I have 8 years of education, I have,
Yeah,
these counseling centers, I train therapists.
I
But
know.
what my real
Come
education
on.
is, and so I
Come on.
changed the book to what my real education was. So my real education was being neglected. My real education was being sexually abused. My real education was overcoming an eating disorder and being hospitalized for 28
Oh
days. My
my
real education
gosh.
was being a witness in a murder trial. My real
Oh.
education was having my beloved husband die by suicide. My
Mm.
real education was I have all these bones of education, of understanding psychology and, drug and alcohol and all of that. My real education is, you know, overcoming, each of these things and wondering, is this my call, God? Like, I feel like I keep just getting educated in codependency, adult children of alcoholics, how to overcome insurmountable grief, how to like so many different things. So, in terms of my true education and what really qualifies me, yeah, I have all the accolades. They don't mean much to me.
Wow.
And one of the things that really hit me the most that came to me when I had that spiritual experience was a client who had said to me, I was encouraging her. And I'm saying, if you transform the way you think and you can think things into your life, you can change this darkness that has eclipsed your mind. You
Mm.
have the power within you. And she leaned back and she looked at me and she said, I am not you, Alison. And it hit me. I'm like, holy shit. This woman, she sees me. I dress well. I went to school for fashion. I
Wow.
decorate well. I look good on the outside, but no one knew what really qualified me.
Boom.
So, and you know what? Why we're really here, Matt? We're really here
Come
because
on.
I know 100%
Mm.
all I care about is this one thing, is I know the power that's within me. I know the power that's within you. I have experienced it. I know that we can use our mind, we can use our voice, sound waves, inner voice, outer voice, our electromagnetic power. We have the power to change any situation.
Yep.
We are duped. The suicide mind eclipses
Yep.
the still small voice inside, that's God,
Wow.
and basically makes it's so loud that people kill themselves because it's too loud and they're too tired to fight. And all I
Can you
want to tell
can
me
you repeat what you
which
said?
part.
Suicide voice eclipses.
It
Re-
completely eclipses the still small voice. It eclipses. If we do not take mastery over our thoughts, our mind, it will, no matter what, we're going somewhere. And if your history and your childhood and the things that have programmed you to feel less than or that there's something wrong with you, those words, that voice inside of you will gain momentum and it will start to become almost toxic because the power of those inner words destroys lives, relationships, everything. And my message to the world, that's why you and I are together, because you are a voice by Matt. You are a voice. To me, voice, my favorite dream was The Wizard of Oz. There's
Mm.
no place like home.
Mm.
There's no place like home. You had the power within you all along, my dear.
Mm.
To me, that's the truth. And that's all I want people to know. So when if somebody's feeling just out of their mind, they can't stop, I feel it sometimes in the morning. And if I just say, I get to choose how I feel today, and today I choose joy, enthusiasm, peace, just say it out loud. Then
Yep.
I get up. Today is going to be a great day. Everything inside me is saying, no, it's not. You're scared. Things suck. It's a
Mm.
bad day.
Mm.
These are the bad things happening. And I was showing on a video, like, be beauty. Wait, I can't. Be
There you go.
beauty, see beauty. So if
Mm.
you can be beauty inside, you're going to see beauty everywhere.
Mm.
So that that's all I care about. That's our inheritance. Is people just knowing that.
Um,
You're right.
yeah. So one, I I think it's really beautiful how you explained the suicide voice eclipses the still small voice.
It does.
And so I think a teaching that we need to unpack right now
Okay.
is how can we make the still small voice louder
Hmm.
and how can we listen and learn harder?
I know how.
Well, yeah, tell us.
So basically, it would be keeping your head, your heart, and your feet all in the same spot. And every time we make a micro choice, a micro decision, the battle has to end. So
What's the battle?
there'll be uh, like things firing in our brain. So let's just say a cluster of neurons is like, you suck, you suck, you suck. And then there's like one little spark, one little fire that says, no, you're a good person, right? You're worthy.
Mm.
Now, if you choose, the power of a decision means that all the stuff that's firing in the neuron cluster that's saying you suck, if you decide that you're good, even though you don't believe it. Today I choose. Today I have decided I will choose happiness. Now our brain, as a goal-driven machine, seeks it, and the firing in in those neuron clusters will stop there and will fire in the other area. The other,
So, sorry.
no, it's okay. Give
So
you,
in the small cluster,
that's just
I'm just
one way.
I'm just visualizing it. So the
Okay.
small cluster in the framework that I talked about the last call, the body, ego, soul, and spirit.
Hmm.
Um, that small cluster is our ego and our body,
Hmm.
and the spark is the fire of the soul and spirit,
Hmm.
right? And so I think what you're teaching us right now is to be able to discern what is that positivity, that spark, that light, and to be able to just lean into that positivity, that spark, that ignition, right? And because all of this is noise. The ego is
That's noise.
noise, noise, noise. And it's external and it's internal,
Hmm.
what we've learned in our environment since we were little, right? But that spark, that spark is simply all positivity, and it's not anger, sadness, depression. It's not that. So we can identify that the spark is bliss, joy, wholeness, love, right? And so that the the challenge is to say no to the ego and yes to the spark and the soul and spirit. And that I think is what I'm hearing you say is even that still small voice. I have to quiet myself even in my talking
Yeah.
to give space to hear spirit and soul, to hear what God, the intuition, this is saying,
Yes.
and to lean into that and to shut out the external noise and shut out the internal noise that comes from experience and our environment.
What's interesting is that there's three different things I want to say about it. One is when I'm talking about the neuron clusters, I'm talking about just a decision. That's one part,
Okay.
because when a decision is made, then the decision that is made will now fire and the other one will stop. Just in the brain, just neurologically. But then what you're describing is the spark. See, I do think that not when the very very loud negative voices that are in our mind, we usually, it becomes white noise, we don't even know it's there.
Mm,
So becoming aware is important, and seeing it, but not never fighting it. So there should never be whatever we struggle against owns us. So we don't fight the voice that's hurting us, we create. So then I like to create an opposite or something that will, with my actual words,
mm,
but we will not believe that, right? So, but I just in regard to like a mind that has who's never heard this, a mind, and this is the other part. The third part is emotional sobriety. So, in order to be emotionally sober, as opposed to emotionally drunk. So, emotionally drunk people, they have an event that happens outside of them. They could lose a job. Somebody was mean to them. Somebody breaks up with them. They take that, and with that particular incident, that is they react to that. So what
mm,
they do is they go outward. So they either attack, blame, feel like a victim, or withdraw, but it's all about the external locus of control. It's all about the outside of my world is controlling me and my emotions.
mm,
So the real thing to be emotionally sober, the first thing you need to do is you stop. An outside event occurs. It doesn't not matter what it is. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter how severe it is. You stop, you breathe, and you go inward.
mm,
And we are only responsible for the 3 feet around us. I think of a hula hoop, and that is it, because that is where our aura is, and you can spread it out. But you go inward, you don't go outward. So then you go inside and you ask very astute and wise questions. Allison, what is it about this experience that has given you an opportunity to feel scared, angry, sad, a feeling that has probably been buried alive inside of you.
Hmm.
Thank you for this. What is it? When have I felt this way before? And then you'll start to notice a pattern. I felt this way this time, this time, this time. Wow, this is a recurring feeling. The only difference is the cast of characters and the set and the scenery has changed. The
Hmm.
feeling remains the same. We keep blaming the plot, the person, the situation, instead of going inward and recognizing a pattern that is programmed inside of us that once we understand it and it pops up and tells a story, we notice it. Like, oh, I recognize that. And then when you recognize it, it loses its power.
Hmm.
And then you can create and tell and create a different story. The people will, one of the challenges people will have with me saying this is that, but that person was wrong. This did actually happen to me. This is a tragedy. And I'm like, yes, facts, but that's not your first stop. It's
Mm-mm.
never your first stop. Because if it is, honestly, the real reason for it never gets solved because the real reason is we're all supposed to be evolving and growing. And that's why we're here for one another. You know, iron sharpens iron, so man sharpen man. That's why we're here together.
I have a lot to unpack.
Okay, let's go. I'll
Um,
listen now.
so I think you equated um, the noise with white noise. Uh,
Yes.
and one thing that both Allison and I have discovered in our journey of life is that great things and even horrible things can be comfortable. And the discernment of the horrible things, which what she just gave you was a playbook to identify the story.
Mhm,
And this is something I teach my students and my clients.
mhm.
Identify the story is number one. What's the story?
Yes.
And then what are the three lessons
Mm,
from the story? So
mm.
then you're trying to learn from the story, but to make it
Yes.
simple with three. What are the three lessons?
Yeah.
What's the gift? What's the gift that you have today? Because you're alive. You're alive right now. You obviously made it.
Hmm. Yes.
So what's the gift?
Yes.
And then the last part of it is what do we know to be true now?
Love it.
And
Yes.
so the fast
Write that
version,
down.
if Allison and I are talking and we know this process, if I'm in a funk and I call Allison, which sometimes I have to do that, or she's in a funk and she calls me, and sometimes she does that, then it's like, Matt, what's the gift?
Ah,
What's the gift? Come on. I
mm,
know you've already worked through it. And if I haven't worked through it, then it's calling me out and being like, okay, this is the story. Here are the three lessons. This is what I'm learning. And the three lessons are just, they don't have to be perfect. It just has to be, what are you learning right now?
yes.
And three is like a magical number. And
Yes.
so, what are the three lessons? And then you declare, which you said, you declare it. What's the gift? And then the last part is, what do we know to be true now?
I gotta write that down. Yes. Do we know?
So, story, what is the three lessons? What are the three lessons of the story?
Yes.
What's the gift? What is the gift? And then what do we know to be true now?
You want to give us an example?
Sure. So the story of my grandfather committing suicide
Mm,
and the story of my dad numbing it and not talking about it and
yeah.
not working through it. He
Mm,
didn't talk to me about anything. My mom did. She became a professional therapist after us three
mm,
boys graduated high school. But she talked to me on my bed every day I had a problem.
mm,
Every day she was there.
mm,
But my dad never talked to
yeah.
the point, and I've said this a million times, 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, no, my gosh, it's way longer than that now, Matt. 8 years ago,
Mm,
I called him out on the phone. I said, Dad, you don't say I love you. And he said, Matt, I didn't even know I don't do that.
That's it right there, man.
And I got to hear him say I love you for 3 years until he passed away. So I and Allison, we and Angela and people that we are connected to, we've had to face all of these stories.
Mm.
And Allison gave you a laundry list of stories: neglected, sexually abused, eating disorder, murder trial, suicide. And what she did, much like what I did, she learned how to gather tools in her toolbox to help herself first and help others like her. I did the same thing. I gathered a bunch of tools and I went to school and I learned how to sing and I learned how to be on stage and I learned how to use my voice. And then I perfected my craft the best I possibly could, and it's still ongoing. I implemented the art of how I deliver it in my teaching, and Allison has implemented it in her one-on-one sessions and her group sessions over the past, 50 plus years.
It's not that
And
long.
not that long.
Don't age me
20
like
plus
that.
years. Let's do 20 plus years.
No, it's 30.
I'm in the same. I'm in
30
the
is
same.
good.
30 plus, 20 here.
It's been like 70 years. She's like 90 now.
But then we get to a point with all the degrees and all the credentials and all the workshops, and we've learned all the crafts and we have all the tools in our toolbox and we know how to implement it. We go to these conferences and we listen to a podcast or read a book and we're sponges and we go, and then we go, here you go, students. Here you go, clients.
Exactly.
This is for you.
Yes.
I know this is important.
Yes.
And then we get to a point where performance magic, flow state, the purpose of why we're doing a lot of these podcasts and why both Allison and I get the opportunity to go to Ed Milet this next week.
Yeah.
It's because of the magic now.
Yes.
And the things that that are not black and white, that we feel, that we know intuitively to be true, the energy, the spirit. And so I say all of that story and the journey that Alice and I are both on, because both of us have stories that are tragic. And I just took Angela to the musical Hadestown.
Oh, that's my favorite show.
And I told Angela, I was like, this is the third time I've seen it, and it's one of the best. And the reason why it's one of the best is because of the last moment and the last song. And the narrator says, all right.
It does. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a sad song.
Sad song.
It's a sad tale from way back when. It's a sad song. It's a sad tale. It's a tragedy. It's a sad song. But here's the thing. We sing it anyway.
That's right.
Because to find out how a story ends and to get up and sing it again, like it might be different this time.
It's not.
But the story doesn't stop there. It gives us hope. And I've seen it 3 times.
I saw it 5.
And I know, and we know the ending, and we watch it over
Again.
and over and over. And the reason why it's so brilliant is because that's the work that Allison gets to do with people every day.
Mm.
And that's the work I get to do with people every day. And we have a choice to learn the lessons of the story.
Yes.
In Euripides, she looks back. No, sorry. What's his name? The guy that plays the lute?
Orpheus?
Orpheus. He knows not to look back.
Yes.
And he has doubt for a brief moment
Yes.
to see if she's still there
Ah.
in the darkness.
Oh, God.
And he has a new story with her.
Yes.
He has a new opportunity with her.
Yes.
And he knows the rules. And Hermes tells him the rules.
Yes.
But he doesn't have the faith to
No.
take him up one more step
Oh, God.
to light.
Yes. True.
And he looks back in darkness and he sees her and she goes back to hell.
Wait for me.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
I love that is it.
And so I say that because we, in this time and space, have an opportunity to have faith, to walk in light and walk in darkness. And you don't have to go back and relive it.
No, you don't.
You don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You could keep looking back and
Yeah.
you're going to keep going back.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can look to the light and take the
Yes.
step
Yes.
and step into light
Yes.
and let go of the stories.
Yes. Yes.
The gift, because if there was a Hades Town Part 2, Orpheus makes it
Yeah.
with his love.
I would love that.
But we relate to the story as is because we have all dealt with that
Yeah.
and still deal with that in our lives.
All the time. You know, that's incredible. That was beautiful, Matt. Thank you. You know, how many times do we say, we put in our navigation, I want to go to California, and we end up in Mississippi because our wire, and I'm like, oh, I did all the things I was supposed to do to get to California. How did I land here again? And then that's like it's a sad song. You go inward again and you say, okay, what is the fuel that's driving me and overriding this navigation that's external? What is overriding this over and over again? And sometimes, like, I always say, I believe I stole this from Dr. Dispenza, but I'm not even sure. But it's what we practice, we get good at. So, like, I always ask people, like, what were the feelings that you felt the most when you were young? What are the feelings that you've rehearsed the most? What are the thoughts that you rehearse the most? Because that is what we will get good at. So it's just a matter of like rehearsing and practicing new thoughts. Yes.
So this is I'm a sports guy, but I can do other things too. I joked around like the Chiefs are not doing as well this year, and they're not. But one guy still is, just one, and his name's Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
And I say that because when you were saying that, I pictured his face.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to lose.
That's right.
He does not know how to lose.
Yes.
And I look at Allison, and I look at myself, and I look at Angela, and I look at the people that we have in our circle.
Yeah.
We literally do not know how to lose.
Losing is not an option.
And I used to get livid when I was emotional drunk.
Yeah.
I would get livid. when I would lose at anything. Anything. And I've learned it's not attractive for someone that can win, like me or you or Angela, to just win all the time to prove a
No.
point.
No.
What is attractive is winning with your purpose.
Yeah. In spite of.
Correct. And
Mm-hmm.
Alison gets to win every single day of her life.
Mm.
I get to win every single day of my life. I get to be whole every single day of my life. And you guys want to know why Alison gets to do that and I get to do that every single day? Because we said yes to that small little voice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it was very scary to say yes to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I go full circle to the thing that we talked about Alison's stories and my stories.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see how our stories defined our identity and our purpose?
Mm.
We had to flip the script.
Yes.
We had to go to the opposite.
Yes.
I suck at singing. I'm going to be the best I possibly can be at
Yes.
singing. And I'm going to teach pros how to sing.
Yes. Exactly.
I suck at emotional regulation. I'm going to learn every tool possible to be
Yes.
amazing at emotional
Yes.
regulation.
Yes.
I'm going to work out. I'm going to do
Yes.
hypno. I'm going to go
Yeah.
to a therapist all over the world. I'm going to read every book. I'm going to bring everybody in my life that I possibly can as an expert. I'm going to go, like Alison went to the supernatural with
yeah.
Dr. Joe.
Yes.
She just let me dive in. Let me just dive in and see what this energy and frequency and all this is about. And I did the same thing.
Yes.
Because there's more. And once we get, and this is like I'm stealing.
Go
Dr.
do it.
Joe.
No.
Once we get past ourself,
Yes.
once we get past ourself, which is our ego, which is just a little tiny part of who we are.
Yes.
It's a part of who we are, but who we are eternally is our soul and spirit.
Yes.
And this life on earth can be heaven, can be bliss, can be paradise when we listen to the soul and the spirit more and act in alignment of the body, the ego, the soul, and the spirit. When we're in alignment of those. If we're just in ego and body, it's not going to go real well.
No.
It just won't.
No. No.
But when you say yes to the soul, that third level that's listening to the spirit, we have alignment. And then anything is possible.
It's true. Anything.
The self-love part that I've been working on the last 2 weeks has made me dive into the mindset of Jesus. And the man and the human of Jesus. And we were talking before the call, and Alison said something. I hope she doesn't mind. I'm not going to share what we were talking about, but she said, I feel selfish if I do that. And I said, no. Selfish is self-love. And I'm gonna drive it home hard right now. So imagine we're in the Holy Land, and a guy named Jesus is walking around, and he was gone for like 13 years. There's all kinds of stories about where he went. I have my ideas about it, but he came back as a disciplined man. As a disciplined man of his body, his ego, his soul, and the spirit. He came back a changed man. He knew how to harness his gifts. He knew how to heal people, walk on water, master the elements of the physical world, and turn water literally into wine. All right?
Yes.
Can you imagine he's 30 years old, 30 to 33, And he is like the man. Like he speaks and you feel every word out of him.
Right.
You feel what he says
Yeah.
and you are changed when he says it
Yes.
and you don't know why.
Yes.
And then he says to you, and you're one of his followers, I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I have to leave you for a little bit.
Mm.
And I need to go away.
Ah,
And I need to go away for a while. I'm not really sure how long I'm going to be gone, but I'm supposed to go in alone.
mm.
And I'm supposed to be alone with my father. You guys are going to be fine. I know you're probably like, what are you doing? Why are you leaving us now? Like, you have so much enlightenment. You're teaching us so much.
Yes.
And he said, I have to go. I have to go away. And I have to be alone. And I have to talk to my father. And that's what he did for 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
And he went alone and he talked to God because he had to get in stillness and he had to get out of the noise.
Mm.
He was a human that recognized the noise was getting too loud,
Mm.
that he had to separate himself from the crowd
Yes.
to go be alone in stillness so
Yeah.
he could talk like we're on a cell phone to God the
Yes.
Father.
Yes.
He needed that clear connection to God to be still, to eat the way he's supposed to eat, to meditate, to pray, to be among nature. He had discipline.
Yeah.
We need to learn from that model
Yes. Yes.
because all the stuff that we get consumed with, especially
Yes.
around this time of year, with the TVs and the new clothes and the new cars and the trips we're going to take and all that stuff, is it in alignment with what the Spirit and God and your soul are telling you to do?
Mm.
Or is it just another thing, another hat? And I was going to tell you this, Alice, and I want to tell you this. Nobody wants Matt to be anything other than full-blown Matt at full
Right.
blast, soul and spirit pouring out of me.
Yes.
Allison doesn't care if I do my hair, if I wear a hat, if I
I
come
don't.
sweaty.
No.
And guess what, Allison?
What?
We think the same thing about you. You don't have to change anything.
Thank
You
you.
don't have to wear a hat to be mom. You don't have to wear a hat to run a podcast. You don't have to wear a hat to go speak at this event. You don't have to wear a hat to be a friend, Allison,
Yes.
a girlfriend, Allison.
Mm.
No hats.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's only one Allison. There will ever only be one Allison for the history of time, for
Yes.
eternity.
Yes.
And that is worth taking care of every day.
Okay. So,
And I,
Matt, well, go ahead, go. I'm listening. I don't want to interrupt you.
I say that
Mm-hmm.
because that was the model that Jesus laid.
He did. Yes, he did.
And I was talking to TJ, and I went through my whole proofs of self-love. And he looked at me, he goes, all right, Matt, I think there's two more.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, TJ. There's the sacrifice
Yeah.
of yourself for other people
Mm.
at the 6th level. And then the final level, the 7th level, is ascension.
Mm.
I was like,
Mm.
okay, TJ.
Yes.
And that's being able to be with our Creator for eternity.
Yes,
That's the ultimate form of love.
it is.
And it's true.
Yes. I'll tell you something that when you were sharing, that about Jesus going away and connecting with his father,
Mm-hmm.
I hope I can get this across because it is supernatural. But, at my different times that I've been at the week-long advanced retreats with Dr. Joe,
Man.
we will meditate for close to 4 hours, at different times. And I remember initially being like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I brought somebody who worked with me. I'm like, I've never sat still in my life. Like, this is going to be crazy. I'm like, you're going to have to time me down. But when I tell you
Mm,
that you don't feel your body. You know how
mm,
people talk about breathing when you're
mm,
meditating? You don't
mm-hmm,
care if you're breathing.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
None of the things of this world matter
No,
at all.
no.
And you are literally in a
Mm,
state of utter bliss.
bliss.
And there's communication. And I've had such unbelievable supernatural experiences while meditating that were just and insane.
Mm,
And they were real. And what I was going to say is that when you get to that frequency and you're so connected to
mm.
infinite love, infinite wisdom, infinite possibilities, there's nothing you need
No.
because you have everything. And that is the place for drawing to you the things in this 3D world. But there, it doesn't matter at all.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's Jesus. And I think about when you were talking about Jesus. And I always tell people that's Jesus in the boat. You got to be Jesus in the boat, right? Because did we just talk about that? And
No.
so Jesus in the boat, so this is emotional sobriety, it's all the stuff we're talking about. He's laying in the boat and he's asleep. And everyone on the boat is freaking out because of the circumstances all around them. But when Jesus gets up, wind and waves be still. He probably doesn't even say it that dramatically. I just liked doing that.
No, I like it.
Wind and waves be still. And the wind and waves, he was able to command external environments from an, an infinite amount of peace that's in him.
Yep.
So if we can build in us, and connect to those frequencies, we have power over the natural because it's coming from peace.
Well,
So I
what
can, yeah,
what's the verse that he says? What does he say? He says, you will be able to do
well, oh, greater things than these. Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So, I
And
mean, really think about that, everybody.
yes, yeah, we can, we can,
But we can't if we
if
don't
we don't
practice
believe
the
it.
discipline and
Yeah,
we don't believe it and we don't have
yes,
the faith. And
right.
I've been on a tear like the last 2 weeks about this is why I run every day.
Mm,
That's a form of love for me. That's a
such
discipline,
love.
right? This
Yes,
is why I meditate every day. This
yes,
is why I do this work.
yes,
This is wholeness for us to do this work. This is not work for me.
right,
Like when I'm helping my clients
right.
with their voice and they're like, think about, okay, this is how you know if you're in the right place at the right time. All right. Allison, in this moment with
Yeah,
me
yeah.
on November 29th, 2025, 1:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is there anywhere on earth that you're supposed to be but this moment?
No, nowhere.
And I feel the same way.
No. Yes.
And the conversation that Angela and you and I had
Mm,
before, there was nowhere else on earth that we're supposed to be except for this moment.
yes.
Allison and I want that for you
Yes.
listening and watching this right now more than
Yes.
anything, because that means you are in the grace and the favor of God in your purpose and calling.
Yes.
There's nowhere else you're supposed to be.
And you know what happens? No matter how bad things are, let's say you just had a really bad experience, or I actually did before I even saw you guys, had a bad
Mhm.
experience. And I really didn't sleep much. I didn't share it with you because we were sharing so many other stuff. But anyhow, but I know from experience that we can not allow our environment to dictate,
Mm,
and the what you talk about, magic, the magic of being together and in your purpose. And think about the majority of people who talk about how they hate their work.
mm.
They don't want to live with who they're living with. They don't want to go to where they're going during the day. And they're basically living their life waiting for all of this to change and doing nothing.
They are living their life on somebody else's blueprint for them.
A fact. Facts.
And they listened to some lies that
Yep.
told them this is going to be everything for you.
Yeah. All the beliefs. Money's hard to get. I got to work really hard. Life's a struggle. You know what? But this struggle is the education and the discovery,
Mhm.
right? It's only a struggle if you struggle against it instead of like
Well,
breathing in.
how many times probably do we get tired of saying it? How many times do we realize it? Everything that Tony Robbins and Ed Milet and Alan Watts and everybody else, life happens for you,
Not to you.
not to you.
Yes.
And it's like I gave you the framework, everybody. I gave it to you. Allison like empowered it and blessed it. The story, what are the three lessons? What's the gift? What do you know to be
Yes.
true now?
Yes.
Because
Right.
storms are going to happen. I
Yeah.
think Allison and I are both in Arate, and we will tell you this little secret because I don't, they've said it so many times, but every time they say it, there's a part of me, my ego gets angry
What do they
because
say?
it's like, no, I don't want any more storms.
Yeah.
And Ed and Andy both have said
Yeah.
the higher you go, the
Yeah.
more frequency you're elevated, the bigger
Yes.
your business, the more you grow, the bigger your storms are going to be on the way up.
Yeah.
They're not going to be easier.
Yes.
And it's like,
I know.
why?
I know.
Because we were qualified.
Yes. 'Cause
It
that's our
qualifies us
education.
as we go up.
Yes.
This is our education.
It's how we earn it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. I said this to my students when I was a public school teacher. What makes you think that you're not going to have pain getting through to the next level of you? Because when you were born, your mother and you had great pain to get you into the world.
Yes.
And
Yes.
every time that you have stepped up in life, you're walking, you fall down, you hurt yourself. You walk, you fall down, you hurt yourself. Eventually you walk. Eventually you run. You study for the first time. Your brain hurts. You're trying to memorize. You're underlining. You're highlighting. You fail again. You fail again. And then you learn if you choose to learn.
Yes.
And then you grow.
Hmm. Yes.
And it's just how much can you handle of that ladder, of that learning, educational, as Allison is putting it so well, how many times can you get back up and keep going?
It's just, you just have to keep going no matter what. Just one more time. Just one more time. But you
And
know what's weird? When you were saying about childbirth or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
that was something I was actually just commented to Ed Milet about childbirth. And I was like, oh, that was so dumb. I shouldn't have commented that.
No,
People are going to think I'm such a weirdo. But what I
no,
said
it's
was, he
true.
had this motivational, great thing that he said. And then I wrote in the comment was, yeah, it's something like when I was giving birth to all four of my children.
Man.
And when you are at the point where you're like, I cannot do this and I won't, boom, the baby's born. And it's every time. They know that about a woman when she gets to the end and wants to give up, the baby's born.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. I had
What a
no
lesson.
pain medication for any of them.
Well, think about that. What she
Yes.
just said, everyone listening,
Yes.
right when you're about to quit
Yes.
is when you must keep going.
Yes. It's everything. And how many times do people say, oh, I'm done. That's it. Oh, this is, like, I mean, I've said to my team, I'm like, I have a little issue. Like, people can quit their job. I can't. It's just like, I can't quit. Right. So it's like,
Well, and what are the, look at the gifts. Look at the gifts. Look at the blessings.
yeah,
I mean, Allison and I are both at this moment in our lives where this next week
yeah,
is a big catalyst moment for us.
yeah, it is. Right.
And it's a full circle moment.
Yeah.
And
7 years,
yeah.
seven. Number of,
Seven
right? That's a number of completion,
7 years of
divinity. Right.
growth.
Yeah.
And I think both of us are at a point where it's like, what is next?
Yeah.
And there's mystery in that and mystique in that. And who better to look into you to see it
Then Ed.
than Ed Milet?
You know
And
what I picture?
what do you picture?
I just see it because I see things. So when you were talking, I see like we climbed these big steps, we got all the way and we got to this point, and here's this like this. And then right here above, just where you can't
Oh,
step up. So right here is like, I'll back up. So right here, like you have to grab, and I'm like, how the hell do I have strong enough arms to pull myself up, right? To get onto that level. But this is where we're like building those muscles. To I'm like, hey,
you know what I
could I
saw?
have a boost?
You know what I saw?
Maybe Ed'll give us a
Well, this is what I saw.
yeah,
All
what?
right. So I saw Ed on that platform when you were talking,
Yeah.
and I saw him watching us, and I saw him take his right arm and go
Pull us up.
and
That's
pull us
cool.
up, rip
That's
us
what
up.
he did in 2019. Yes?
Yep. Yep.
Right.
It's I had one of my clients that's going to start working with me in January. I've built a connection with her for the past 3 or 4 years, and she joined my She Speaks group,
Oh,
and she had some breakthrough. She did good. Now she knows what she wants more of, and we did a impact call when I was in the car coming back from Thanksgiving,
hmm.
and or no, I was going to Thanksgiving. And she said something that I was very humbled about. And it's something that Allison and I have had happen a lot in our lives. And the reason why it happens is because we want it, we desire it, and we ask. All right.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she said, well, I was ready because sometimes the teacher just shows up that I'm supposed to work with.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, bless you. Thank you so much for saying that. Like, let's get to work. Let's go. And for Allison and I and Angela and a lot of other people in the world, saying yes to the help and being ready to accept help and accept the possibility of the next level of you, you have to desire it. You have to want it. And you have to say yes. And so, I said yes to this opportunity with Ed, and so did Allison. And we didn't even know. We didn't even know that we said yes to the same
Same
thing.
thing. Yes.
And I'm going on the
Right.
first, and she's coming the day I
Sure.
leave.
Yeah.
And it's like the synchronicities happen when you are in alignment majority of the time and saying yes to what your soul and spirit want you to do.
My challenge is because I'm in the helping field, you're in the helping field, is to not is to receive
Hmm.
help I know that I'm fragile inside and I know that I need help. But to shift out of the role of, when you are a young child and you really have to come up on your own, like I went to church alone when I was 7 years old. I didn't have parents going with me to
Oh
church.
gosh.
So the thing is like I'd walk by myself, meet my friends there. But the thing is that, and that's not to be a sob story. It's just
No, it's beautiful.
you learn to do things for yourself and for others because that's just what you do.
Mm.
And to receive, I think we're at the level also that I can't go further without the next step of receiving
Yep.
and being
Same.
and not feeling like a bird because to people who have been trained through not being helped have to be helped, they feel like a burden. So if you help me, I owe you, you
Mm.
know, if you help me, I'm a pain,
Mm.
in the neck or I'm a burden. So it's that's like the old, story.
Well, think about this too. Every time we get to help somebody,
It's better for us.
correct, but
Yes.
also they don't owe us anything.
Nothing. No.
I mean, and the reason why is
Yeah.
because, hey, wait a second, I'm supposed to help you.
Yes.
Like I can't say
Yeah.
no to helping you. Like
Yeah.
that goes against my
Yeah.
alignment.
Yeah.
Like it literally goes against my alignment.
Me too. Like I
Um,
don't want anything. I actually prefer not to have anything.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's masterful though to become a receiver
Mm,
because uh you know being receptive
hmm
is really what I mean, that is like the highest form of gratitude, right? Or appreciating things is the highest form of receivership. And we're not giving, which we hear this all the time, we're not giving others an opportunity to feel that wonderful experience of helping us. And it's a vulnerable position. There's more power, in giving somehow. You're not as vulnerable. But
I think I want to cap the podcast just revisiting one little nugget
okay,
that you
sure.
gave.
Hmm.
Um, I think one of the things that Allison brought to our attention today that was a uh, very good Easter egg for us was emotional sobriety versus
Yeah.
emotional drunk.
Yes.
Um, and to make it simple, because that's what I do in my
Hmm.
work, is I help people make their messaging more simple and clear.
Yeah.
Emotional drunk, anything outside of you that's external, that you, keyword, react to. The keyword is react. Don't react.
Hmm.
Emotional sobriety, and I loved her steps. Stop, breathe inward. Why? What am I feeling? And so then you have an opportunity, instead of reacting, to respond.
But before you don't respond.
But before you respond, here we go.
Okay. So there's three steps on the way out,
Okay.
drunkenness. So the three steps are something happens, you immediately go out.
Okay.
You don't stop. You go out and then you blame and then you
Yep.
make a vow.
Got it.
So here, this happened. It's your fault. So I'm going outward. I'm blaming you.
Yep.
And now the vow is I will never let you hurt me again.
Mm.
I will, I'm done with you, right?
Yep.
Then emotional sobriety is an event happens, stop. So that's the opposite. First,
Mm.
go in. You don't go out, you
Mm-hmm.
go in.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of the vow, because vows stay, they become beliefs and they become decisions. So then that you go inward, and then in that place, you unleash or disentangle
Mm.
old vows,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you go in and you ask questions. and you find the pattern. So anyhow, that's the 1, 2, 3 out, blame.
And just having that awareness, everybody, is the point why I
That's
bring
it.
this up.
Yes.
To identify, okay, what am I doing? Am I blaming right now? Did I just react? And these happen in our head
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
And to be able to stop and not
Yeah.
react immediately is a skill, is a skill that can be learned.
Practice.
You practice it. It's a practice. And so, I think it's encouraging for the people that are listening and watching. It is a practice. And so it's the work is being able to say to your partner or to your friend or to your family or to anybody, hey, I know I just reacted to you in a really awful way. I am in practice right now trying to learn how not to react the
Mm.
way that I just did. So I need to take a moment to just stop and process some things, and then I'm going to come back. Let's
May
try
I
that.
say something?
Yes, go.
So we want to get ourselves, and obviously it's not always going to happen, to the point where we don't go out, because going out, can also be that you're reacting internally.
Mm,
So you didn't do anything yet.
mm.
So you go and you actually, instead of paying attention outward to someone else, you pay attention to yourself and the person inside that's
Ah,
hurting. So the first stop is us instead of the first stop being them. There's no we don't tinker outside with people, places, and things to solve
that's
an
really
issue or a
hard for
problem.
us, man.
It
Woo,
is,
it's hard.
but may I give a suggestion that's very
Sure.
helpful? This is why I say practice, because you don't practice in those very, very hot circumstances where you haven't practiced enough. So you're not going to learn how to do something. You're not going to, if you're doing a high dive, you're going to learn by just jumping in the pool first, right? So it's what you want to do is so what I do, like I practice all the time little things. So I'll tell you what I do to practice to not react. I've been doing it for years. So if something loud happens behind me, I intentionally do not turn around.
Mm,
So I go, and then I turn around. My son got into an accident pulling out of my driveway. I'm facing this way. I hear, and CJ, like everybody runs outside. And I just went, what is the best state to be in a crisis? It's
calm.
clarity,
Yep. Clarity.
wise observer.
Yep. Wow.
And so I practice little teeny things. If someone says something, I feel a little annoyed. I'm like, go inward. What is it about that little thing that bothers me so much? The light, the darkness I see in you is the darkness in me, right? I ask myself the questions, right? We have to go, don't we?
Well, I mean,
It's been a
we could
day-long
go,
project, for God's
we
sakes.
we could go on for hours, but that's why we're doing
Angela's
series.
waiting.
That's why we're doing a series
Yes, we're just going to
because
keep going.
yeah, and we're just going to keep giving as much value and wisdom and our learnings and what we're going through, and hopefully it helps people know like you're not alone. Yeah, we're not perfect. Like we're learning with you. And this is just life. This is the way it is. And I wish that adults would have been more open and honest and vulnerable, like Allison and I are trying to be with you. Um, but that's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
We both have reasons and whys of why we're doing this together. And hopefully you know that by listening today and the last time. And if you like what you hear and you know that this could help someone, please share it. If they need professional help, and they need somebody or Allison or any of her therapists or her team, please reach out to them.
Mhm.
If you need help to share your voice, reach
Yeah.
out to me.
Yes.
Um,
One
but
of the things I want to say about Matt Berthot is that Bertho is a person who sees the value in human beings and he can pull that out. And there is no one that can really like encourage while at the same time you're sharing like the darkest, most vulnerable, ugly thoughts or feelings. He's just so accepting.
Mm.
And to me, anyone who has him as a coach is guaranteed
Mm.
to feel better in their lives and to grow and change.
Mm.
There's no question. So I just want to say that. And you
Thanks,
know how you're
Allison.
supposed to, help bigger voices and stuff, or
Yep.
whatever we would call
Yep.
that. Like,
Yep.
I had a word forever ago from God Almighty that you are a minister to the ministers. And
Man.
that's you. That's you. Yeah. Yeah.
I accept that.
Yeah.
Very humbly accept that.
Yes.
I I'm blessed to be able to work with the people I get to work with, and one of them is a pastor.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
hmm
Thank you for seeing me.
I do. You're an incredible soul.
So are
Yes.
you.
I feel like I'm home.
Me
Until
too.
next time.
Yep. We'll see you
Well-
guys next time.
It's a wrap.